Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1163. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in 1164. Somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today, we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. What's in a number anyway? Other than I've done 1164 of these. Oh, and we also
Mike's Daily Podcast
bring you the fun segment known as the Daily Haley. We haven't done one of those in a while. Oh,
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So yesterday I took my dog to Fairmont Ridge. It's in Castro Valley, and the closest bridge to us is the San Mateo Bridge. Just FYI. So I saw someone who's been on this show before, and Pasha, I haven't talked to them in months, and that would have been
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Katie, who does Holding Court with Lady Katie. She had her dog Mally, and I talked to her for a while.
Mike's
It was awesome.
Daily
There was a great sunset.
Podcast.
We talked to a guy who was a druid, or an alchemist, or something like that. Yeah, he was an alchemist. In 2016, there's still alchemists. And he also apparently likes to draw tarot cards. That's his thing. And that's the Bay Area, and all you all kind of things see these things all the time, is what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, I was going to talk about the Manic Street Preachers. Because the last show was called Manic, and I was listening to the BBC Channel 6 over the internet, and they played the Manics, and I was like, oh, I forgot how great this band was. I used to listen to their album called, what was it? This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours. They had that song, If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next. And I used to listen to that and get ready for work every day with that song and that album. They later became a trio when their Richie Edwards, he was a co-lyricist and rhythm guitarist. He disappeared on February the 1st, 1995. He just disappeared. What became of Richie Edwards? Oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
That's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
Don't hold us in suspense. Tell us what happened to him.
Well, he disappeared in 1995 and then was officially presumed dead November 23rd of 2008. Isn't that crazy? He was a Welsh musician. I remember when he disappeared in 1995, and I had no idea that they actually said, oh, well, he died. In November of 2008. That's crazy. But he played on a lot of their big albums. And interestingly enough, Journal for Plague Lovers, which was the 9th album Manic Street Preachers did after they carried on without him, but they released it on the 18th of May 2008. It was composed entirely of lyrics left behind by Richard James Edwards. Fascinating. Yeah, so I loved the Manic Street Preachers, and I heard something more recent from them, and I was like, they're still awesome. So they're still going on. They got their start back in 1986. Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hi, Mike. I'm the Brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, are you enjoying this topic?
No.
The Manic Street Preachers also were on a Brit Awards. I think they call it the Brit Awards. And I was watching it back in like 1999 or 98, I think. And the lead singer, James Dean Bradfield, when he was singing on that show, I was like, wow, this guy's voice is screeching, but he's just belting it. And to me, that's an awesome side of rock and roll when you get a lead singer who can just belt it out like that. And the band sounded great, so that's how I got into them. And of course, they're from England, or actually from Wales, as I said earlier, right? That's Yeah, Blackwood. Well, thank you, Wikipedia, for all that information. You helped me out oh so much. And now I'm going to applaud to you. There. Thank you. Wikipedia. Gosh, our lives. How many times has Wikipedia saved our lives? It may not be always true. It generally probably is not true, but man, it gets us out of these little quandaries we have. It gets us out of quandaries. And that's the important thing. So the EpiPen, I've never used an EpiPen, but the controversy wages on. The CEO, she pulled the mom card last week and said something like, "Why are we getting all this criticism? I'm a mom. I know what it's like when your child has an allergic reaction. I'm scared too. I'm so scared." And that's what this world is all about these days, is scared. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm scared of people coming up from Mexico. I'm scared about terrorists. I'm scared. I'm scared of Hillary because she's a woman. That's what it's all about. By the way, Trump, the whole softening of Trump, he's softening about immigration. He's like, "I'm building a wall. I love people that are on the other side of the wall, though. Vote for me." Yeah. And nobody calls BS about it, so that's interesting. The media, some of the media is, I was listening to the Point with Warren Olney, where he really digs into all these interesting contradictions in the political world, and yeah, he's just pivoting like crazy. It's sort of like a wolf wearing sheep's clothing, though. And how long till the clothing comes off and the wolf is shown to be the wolf? And that's what the people that came out to his rallies and everything wanted in the first place, was a wall. Now he's saying virtual wall. There's virtual wall being said, and I'm like, what? What is that? Do you have to put on one of those Oculus Rifts to see the wall? Is this the deal? We already got a wall system, a virtual wall system in place. So anyway, back to Myla Drug Company that makes the EpiPen, Mylar Balloon Drug Company. I'm saying the CEO, she got a $14 million raise, and and now they're raising the prices of the EpiPen, and she's become this Martina Sclorelli. And there's people. Now they're offering the generic EpiPen. This one you can afford because it's generic, and we're gonna make that. Or you can buy the name brand one that has our pretty little logo on it, and we'll give you a special copay card. Well, we're gonna pay some of that, but you'll have to pay the rest. Either way, you're paying through the nose, because we got a lock on it. We got a monopoly on the whole thing. Yay competition, yay free enterprise. Oh wait, there isn't any competition or free enterprise, so we're gonna just hike our prices through the moon. Hey, guess what Mylar, guess what, our Mylar balloon drug company, we all hate you now. There's only a couple of money-minded dollars and cents guys that all they think about is money all day long. They like you because they think that's awesome that you make so much money because you cornered the market. No, the rest of us hate you, and you now stand for something that we all hate. So, and there's no amount of pivoting, of backtracking, of backpedaling that's gonna ever fix that. So, good on you. Hope you like that.
Mark, I think that if I had stock in that company, I'd be very happy right now. And I'd be yelling at y'all, but right now I agree with y'all.
Yeah, Mark, we agree, but I gotta go. Bye. I need an EpiPen. I hope she doesn't need one.
Mike, it's Mikey Fikey. Great.
Mike, I think she had some of my root beer and she had an allergic reaction. Oh boy.
I thought you weren't making root beer anymore.
Yeah, I am. Have some.
No, I don't want an allergic reaction either. But we're going to get to the segment, The Daily Haley. First, I want to tell you about mikesdailypodcast.com, a wonderful place where you can go and listen to the show in a myriad of areas. myriad of places. You can find all those places there at mikesdailypodcast.com. Also, support the show through that Amazon link. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, click on that link, buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and we are so happy. There's also the link to PayPal. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters if you do that. There's also the past podcast pictures. Oh, speaking of which...
And here's today's podcast picture.
This is a place in Benicia. And I know I talk about Benicia a lot, but this is a particular spot that I love. It's got a geodesic... There's a house with a geodesic dome right by this beautiful little bay. And there's a park there. I forget the name of the park, but I go there with Basil the Boxer every time I'm there in Benicia. I go over here to this little spot, and I always like to take a little picture because it's such a beautiful spot. This geodesic dome used to be owned by this lady. I spoke to her, a lady probably in her 60s, and she told me, oh yeah, this has been in my family a long time, and I think it was her father had passed away, and so she had taken over the house, even though her brother wanted to sell it. This was several years ago, she told me that. Well, I think it has since been sold because I've seen a new lady there, a much younger lady, that's, kind of taking care of the place, and it looks like the place has been, gotten a new coat of paint or something, spruced up a little bit. And it's so weird. It's this weird geodesic dome, which they made, the original family made that themselves. They figured out the whole Buckminster Fuller construction, to make a geodesic dome. When I say geodesic dome, you should think of Epcot, because that's probably the biggest one. And I remember I had to do a report. I did a speech, actually. I took a speech class. I bet you couldn't tell I took a speech class because I can't talk in high school, and my topic was Epcot because it had just been opened back when I was in high school in the early 80s, mid 80s. Can't date myself that old. Mid 80s is what it was. And yeah, geodesic domes are awesome. It's all triangles, all configured together to make a round surface. It's wonderful. Buckminster Fuller made it famous. And this house sits there at the wonderful... Oh, shoot, I forgot something. Well, we'll get to Gene Wilder in just a moment. I don't have that much to say about Gene Wilder. You've heard a bunch. I'll just say it right now. Blazing Saddles kills me still. And when I watch it... and I think about how it was made and about the story Mel Brooks tells about how he showed it to the movie executives and they gave him this long list of, hey, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to take care of this. And he said, oh, yes, okay, all right. And he didn't do anything. He released it as is, all those notes thrown away. And Gene Wilder was not the original pick for that character. It was actually some old Western guy was going to be the character in Blazing Saddles. But the old Western guy had a drinking problem and basically almost died on the set in that one scene where he's in the bunk in this jail cell with Bart, the sheriff Bart, and the guy, Gene Wilder's, the original character, the original fast shooter Gene Wilder character. He's supposed to, lean over the bunk and say, what's a dazzling urbanite like you in a rustic setting like this? I think was the quote. And the old Western guy, the previous actor, basically almost died being upside down. And they got Gene Wilder in there, and he kicked the freaking crap out of that movie. It was so good. Oh, love that movie so much. And of course, Young Frankenstein. Most people I talk to love Young Frankenstein the best. And of course, Willy Wonka. Forget the Tim Burton movie. So, we were talking geodesic domes and whatnot. And Benicia. And that's a beautiful spot. So, if you want to know exactly where that spot is, email me. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. And I will let you know. It's kind of in an interesting little area of Benicia. So that's the podcast picture, and this is the Daily Haley.
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
you to Daily?
That was the worst pun. Oh my God.
You're the master of puns, though, Rapunzel.
At times.
What you been up to? Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm really tired today, but I'm generally really tired.
Everybody's tired today. Let me grab... Do you want your organic energy drink? Do you want me to hand it to you?
Yes, okay.
All right, there you go. Drink that up. Drink that up. Don't let any of that go to waste. Drink it all up. You are the quietest drinker. I've got the microphone right on you, and I don't hear a damn thing.
Glug, 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 glug.
There we go. Much better. All right. So we were going to do an open mic. What happened? How come you flaked on me?
You've just been very closed lately, Mike.
Ah, your mind works so quickly. Well, listen, let me tell you, I told you a little bit about what I did on Saturday night, where I went. Did I tell you what I did on Saturday night? You know, August
Fest.
That's right. And so our good friend Kevin gave me 2 beers, which I was pretty drunk. I got back to Castro Valley, and I said, I'm going to walk around a little bit. So I walked from the Castro Valley BART over to, there's a brand new, what do you call it? The boba tea place? Because you just said quickly, and it reminded me.
Oh, yeah. They're a company that makes boba tea.
They have competition now. There's a place called IT.
UT?
IT. And at 8 o'clock.
Not UTI, right?
No. What's UTI?
Urinary tract infection. IT, UT.
Oh, those suck. Ouch. Anyway, so you go into IT at 8 o'clock at night, and I guess they have a happy hour, and everything's half off. So that includes the waitresses. They have half off their clothes. But why did everybody leave? Did I do something wrong? I apologize. Well, let me rewind. Everything's less expensive at that time.
So I went into a store that sold quickly iced tea, and I ordered a quickly iced tea. They took like 10 minutes to make it. Why is it called quickly?
I don't know. Why do they call it that?
Why do they call it quickly? It's not quick. They take 10 minutes to make it anyway. Even if it was called something else, it'd be the same amount of time. What's with the name?
Elaine! I look bad in a pirate shirt. So, did you hear that, what's her name from, Courtney Cox.
Oh.
Dreyfus?
Yeah, I don't remember her first name, but I just know her last name's Dreyfus.
No, Courtney Cox apparently is upset. Oh my gosh, we're getting a call. Let's listen in.
I just got prank called by the traffic department.
Oh, that sucks. Hey, so what I was saying was I had at this IT place during their happy hour, I had fish balls. No, not the testicles of fish, because I think that's not possible. I had a fish that was made into, little cuttlefish. They make it into fried balls.
Interesting. Cuttlefish, huh?
And you eat it with these tiny little chopsticks with spikes on them.
Skewers?
Little skewers. You eat them with skewers.
Skewers. Toothpicks.
And I had
toothpicks.
Toothpicks. Long toothpicks.
Really long toothpicks for really long teeth.
And I had an iced tea with pudding, like pudding chunks in it. Have you ever had that?
I have.
Oh, here comes Margot. Let's listen in on what she... What?
Dead Mike? Your phone?
This works great. Do you want to be...
When I saw the mic, I said, that mic looks deflated. He's insane. I know. He's just insane. It's great. It's funny.
All right, I'm going to... Well, did you deflate your mic was the question we got. That was Margot. She's our HR person here at the station.
She's also traffic. She prank called me.
Oh, is that why she came over here?
I don't know.
Oh. I feel like I'm carrying this conversation. You say something. Are more people watching us now? Is that why you stopped talking?
No one's watching us. There's a window right here, so we're always very conscious of people storming in and being like, "What are you doing? Where work?"
We're at like in a goldfish bowl. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to eat in the break room here anymore, Haley.
Why is that?
Because whenever I eat in the break room, people say things to me that make my eating experience less enjoyable. For example, a gal we work with named Wanda told me, "Hey, Mike, your pants are wrinkled."
We work with some weird people. I always get stuff like, "Ooh, that looks good," and then I tell them what it is, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like that stuff. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I'm not going to buy it." And then they like storm out like they're insulted by what I'm eating. Yeah.
I get that too. A guy we used to work with, Dave Naderhood, finally listened to the podcast, and he said, "Because
Stop trash talking me."
and he said, "Hey, Mike, you talk about first world problems." And I guess I do. Maybe I should call the podcast First World Podcast.
Yeah, sure. All right. We do. That is, yeah. We talk about first world problems. But you know what? We are living in a first world, and I am a first world girl.
That's right, you are. You know, I think what we should be happy about is that these are first world problems, that they are so mundane, that everything seems to work rather well. It could be a complete mess. It could be real world. It could be problems. But it's not like, we're on fire or anything.
And we do this podcast to forget about our real world problems that are problems, and just talk about the mundane little things.
And now I have to sing, "This girl is on fire!
Yeah!
This girl is on fire! I bring you fire.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you fire!
Yay.
I'll take you to burn."
What else did you want to cover on your segment on my podcast?
I have nothing.
That's it?
My brain is an empty coffin.
Oh, that means that there's death in there, that you're going to put something dead in your brain.
Eventually, yes.
Your brain will be dead. I guess that's when our brain's dead, we're dead, basically. So that's an uplifting thought.
Or you're just brain dead.
That's true. You could have parts of your body still living, but I think you need the help of machinery for that to happen.
Somewhat, yeah, but you can be in a coma and still be completely brain dead.
Jeez. Would you want to keep living? I don't know.
Yeah, do you want people to pull the plug?
Yeah, that's the question.
What's that threshold?
Let's not ask each other that question. Let's ask the listener that question. They can answer right now.
Email us at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com and tell us, would you want someone to pull the plug? If we were in charge of your well-being and medicalness, medical decisions, and you were brain dead, or at least in a coma for a long period of time.
But you know what? We're not lawyers, and so by answering that question, that will not, in fact, be usable in court as a trust. In case you did die, we would not be able to use that, I don't think, legally. But all the illegal questions, please consult an actual lawyer. Was that a good disclaimer?
Or tell your actual family, because they're the ones that are going to ultimately be making the decision if you don't have someone particularly set up for it. Yeah. So yeah.
This has been a very informative podcast with all our legal knowledge, and we spoke in extensive legalese, too. Well, I feel like Margot should walk in again, but she's not going to walk in, and my hopes are dashed.
Dashed, like a little line at the end of a sentence to signify that the sentence got cut off.
Is that what that's for?
Sometimes it can also be used for bullet points.
Oh.
You can dash instead of point.
Oh, okay.
Number.
I guess we better dash off.
Hey!
Anything else you want to say? You just took the muff off of my phone. That made me feel really... Dash. Yay, Haley, as we go outside a cafe anyway. We're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Aw, Gene Wilder. You know, he always talked about how much he missed Gilda Radner, who passed away years earlier because of cancer, and he missed her so much. And so now he gets to be with her. That's one good thought about it all. But he was just he was such a good comedic actor. Ugh. Just had that serious side to him, but the hilarious side. And it was all encapsulated in Willy Wonka. When he flips out at the end and he gets all angry at Charlie and he's yelling at him. Then he's funny at the same. It's like the old. One of the things they talk about that makes really good entertainment is this odd analogy of a clown carrying a bomb. The clown is there to amuse you, but he's got a bomb. Look out. And that's sort of like a lot of humor in movies, where the dark humor, but it's funny at the same time. It can be some of the most amazing entertainment. And in songs as well, where you have a song that sounds all fun, yet